Hello everyone, welcome to my weekly Forex major pairs review and outlook for this coming week. But before all of that, please visit my Patreon page at www.patreon.com/traderben and become one of my patrons. And also, please follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/forextraderben. Again, with that out of the way, let's begin with this week's Forex major pairs review. Let's begin with GBP USD, British Pound, US Dollar. As you can see, this pair used to be on a very steep downtrend, but these last few weeks, it has begun to consolidate more. So right now, we are on a support resistance trading. I have drawn some of the resistance and support zones. Take note that these are actually zones. I have just simplified the drawings to lines, but these are actually ranges of values for the support and resistance. And I have drawn the relevant support and resistance zones which have been touched or may be touched this coming week. As you can see, we have been on a steep downturn this last few days, and we have approached the support at around 1.2800, and we have this rejection candle for that level. We may see this pair bounce from there, or of course we may see it continue down to the former low at around 1.265 and probably bounce from there, or if we break this former level at 1.26505, then we are in for another step to the downside at around 1.255. Then next is around 1.236. But I believe that for this coming week, I'll be more closely monitoring the short downside to this former support, and then probably a quick bounce off this support level at 1.265. But of course, as with anything in trading, anything can happen. It is just our duty as traders to react accordingly, right? Let's see for my favorite time frame of 1 hour. As you can see, we are on for a while. Let me erase this for a while. We are on a rather steep downtrend in the hourly candle, in the hourly time frame, and we have just touched the nearest support line. So for me, I will be looking for a continuation of this, as I mentioned, towards the next support zone, and then most likely a bounce from this support zone. So wait for this as a continuation of the downtrend, and hopefully we'll have these setups for next week. Alright, let's go to USD CAD. USD CAD. For USD CAD, we have been on a rather mild down channel this last few months, and we are still on this channel. The price is respecting this channel quite accurately, as illustrated by the most recent rejection candle of the break from this down channel. which means this coming week we may be in for a downswing, an inline downswing, which means we will be um, um, uh, in the same uh, direction as the overall down channel for the following week. Let's see how it looks like at my favorite time frame, 1 hour for now. There we are at near the trend line, the region near the upper trend line, meaning for this coming week the first thing I'll be looking for is for a probable trade short from a break of this structure. Okay, for a while. Right? Let's see if we can have those trades this coming week. We'll have a bit of a downside around 200 pips or so. That's quite a good reward for a risk of around here. If you trade at this level and around 90 pips risk for a reward of 200 plus pips, around 1:3. Good risk reward. Okay, let's go now to NZD, New Zealand dollar. It is also on a mild down channel, and we have just touched an old resistance zone, resistance level at around 0.647 or more or less around 0.645, 0.646. And for me, since we are in the middle of this down channel, I'll just be stalking this and waiting for this, either for a counter trend trade from the down channel if it crosses the support at around, for a while. Okay, support at around 0.64, and then an inline, no, a counter trend up to the upper trend line again at around 0.655 levels. We'll see how it goes next week. As to my favorite time frame, let me look at what we can look forward to next week. One hour time frame. In the 1 hour time frame, we are on a rather milder down swing, as we are part of the inline downtrend direction of the price. And again, for me, I would rather not trade at this level because it might as well go up here and also might go down to this trend line, which means I would rather wait for this to go to either this significant level at around 0.66 or for it to reach the support level at 0.640, which is around the same level as the lower trend line. But for now, if we stayed here in the middle, I would rather just wait it out and just wait, as I have mentioned. All right, let's go to Aussie dollar. We are still on a long-term down channel for the Australian dollar US dollar. It's a rather milder downtrend, and as you can see, this downtrend respects as resistance the simple moving average with period 50 days, and we have just touched one of the old supports, or about to touch the old support at around 0.70. What we can expect from this point onwards is perhaps a swing up, counter trend, or it may continue to the trend line, thus breaking the former support. The next support will be at around, it's very steep now, at around 0.6. So if that happens, we'll be on a big downswing reward at around 171.90 pips. Let me look at it in my favorite time frame, the 1 hour, because I'm an intraday trader. I can't wait for low moves. I want to take profit or cut ASAP. It depends on your style. There are many ways to earn, and I'm not telling that you do intraday trades. You can stick with the daily if you want, but for me, I'm okay with an hourly time frame for now. Yeah, the pair is consolidating a bit at this time frame. Let's look at the relevant levels. There, levels at 0.70, and then level at around 0.715, which means that for this coming week I'll be stalking this level in the middle and see if it goes again to the bottom of this trend line and the counter trend up, or if it continues up and then inline trend down. So for this, I would rather wait for this pair to make up its mind. Alright, or if you want, you can also do some small intraday trades from about this level. Just make sure that you have proper cut loss, 70 pips, cut loss around 20 pips, and in this, if it goes up, we have 56 pips, cut loss of around 17 pips. Good either way if you want that kind of intraday, as I take anyway. That's the kind of trades I am doing at the moment. Alright. Anyway, that's it for Aus US dollar. Let's go to US dollar, Swiss franc. On the daily chart, this pair seems to have some trouble breaking the psychological resistance at 1, and it is now approaching that level this last few weeks. Therefore, I would rather wait for it to approach this level once again and wait for the bounce downward or a possible break up. So right now, the option for me for this pair, just waiting for it to approach the psychological level at 1.00. Right? Let's see if it does that this coming week. The last time it approached that was a long time ago, July. It tried to break, but unfortunately it was rejected. Let's see how it does this time. Okay, so no trade until it gets to the psychological level at 1.00. USD Japanese yen. USD Japanese yen. Daily charts. We are on a rather mild uptrend. In fact, let's see. Yeah, it respects the MA 100 in this case, and we're still part of that. We are approaching a so-called area of value at the lower, at the confluence of the MA 100 support and the lower trend line, which may give us some good inline trends, inline longs. Let me, yeah, let me take a look at that. There. Yep. I'll be stocking this pair next week and see if we can have some profitable breakout to the upside next week. Let's see. And finally, let's go to the Euro USD. The Euro USD is still on this big range, and it has just broken to the downside the 1.15 level. It has approached the former resistance at 1.135, and let's see how it reacts from that. It may bounce off that and continue onwards, or it may continue its breakdown. If it breaks down, the next support level will be at around 1.11 level. Let's look at it from my intraday favorite time frame, 1 hour. It works for me. As you can see, this is a rather gentle downtrend we have here. It has just bounced off the support at around 1.13 and is approaching again the resistance at around 14916. So for me, I would rather have this approach this level and then see if a short works, or approach the support and see if a long works. Alright, so just wait for this pair to make up its mind. That's it that's the way I will approach these types of ranges wherein the price is currently mid-range. I would rather for you to approach one of the support or resistances before deciding if it bounces off those significant levels. Okay. Anyway guys, that's it for a review of the 7 major pairs and possible opportunities which these pairs may offer this coming week. Again guys, if you find this video useful, please become my Patreon at www.patreon.com/traderben, and please follow me on my Twitter page at twitter.com/forextraderben. See you again next week guys, and let's have a very good trading week next week.